Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to take a look at something completely different from what I'm usually looking at. So this is old box. I just got this in. This is the Marvel's Collector's Edition Toy Biz Giant Size X-Men. So it came with 6 figures. I haven't opened this yet, but I did have this as a kid. I saw it for a good price on eBay, and this is kind of like where my Marvel collection is going to be going into. I know these figures aren't as good as Marvel Legends. The paint's not as good. The sculpts aren't as good. All that. But for me, these are the toys I had as a kid, and that's just nailing that nostalgic itch right on the head. So that's kind of where I'm going to be focusing my Marvel collection from this point on, is going to be the older figures. So here's the box. As you can see, it's got the copy of the Giant Size X-Men #1. You got it comes with Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Sunfire, Banshee, Thunderbird. Top, so you get the same kind of thing. Bottom, same kind of thing. Side, back. It's got a little bio there. What's going on in the world? Shows all the figures. And you can open this up. You got more bios here, and then the team itself. So we're gonna crack this open, and we'll take a look at each member of the team. Let's see. Old school stuff. Alright. Let's start with just the one right up at the top, Storm. So this is the Storm figure. Again, like I said, it's not a Marvel Legends. I'm not going to compare these to Marvel Legends because they're not in the same boat. But just look at them as the figures that they are. So let's see here. She's got kind of a glossy white, almost like a metallic white on the hair. I don't know how well that's coming off. It's pretty nice, but it is one big solid piece of plastic. I mean, so which means her head can rotate a little left, or a little left, a little right, and that's it. Very limited there. Her cape is cloth, and then she's got ball jointed shoulders, elbow bends, nothing at the hand. This is a free floating piece of plastic here. The hair came off, so now her head can move a little bit more. That's some old glue right there. Well, that sucks. I can fix that. I can fix it though. Nothing at the waist. You can see it's got a nice sculpt in there. And then thighs move at this weird angle. Bends at the knee. And then bends at the ankle. And yeah, she stands pretty fine. Without the hair. We'll see how she is with the hair later, I guess, or I will. I don't think I'll do an update video once I glue her hair back on. But yeah, pretty decent Storm. It's got its faults, obviously. All right, next up will be Colossus. I used to love this Colossus figure, so let's see here. Yeah, he's just, for the time, he was a very well detailed figure. Got a good bulk to him and just nice paint. And I would say he still has it. Looks like his little gauntlets here could have used an extra coat. But other than that, maybe his arms are hair too long, I'd say. Other than that, though, I think he's a pretty good Colossus. Head swivels left and right. Great face sculpt. I mean, that's just about as good as any Marvel Legends these days. I'm sorry, not comparing to Marvel Legends. Won't do it. Shoulders on a ball joint, so it gets a good range of motion there. No bicep swivel. He does bend at the elbow. Nothing on the hands or anything. Waist does swivel. Hips up and down. Bends at the knee. And then the foot does have a tilt to it. All in all, he's great. He's great. If you're into these older figures, he's great. He's probably the best Colossus that was ever available. I do have another Colossus that we will look at some point, but this one is probably the best of them all. He just steals the show with his design and overall look. I love that. I love this look for Colossus. So yeah, moving him off. Next up, Nightcrawler. Everyone loves a good Nightcrawler. So one thing I always liked about this Nightcrawler is the gloves have like it's kind of like a glossy finish to them. But the rest of him, like the black and the red, it's all this nice flat color. And the head itself is in a nice gloss as well. I thought it just set him out, set him aside from like other figures of the time, especially other Nightcrawlers. Head is on a swivel. Shoulders are on ball joints. Good range of motion there. Bends at the elbow. Bends at the wrist. He seems to have like maybe some kind of grease on his fingers. It's weird. I don't know, maybe it's because it's been sitting in the package for so long. Waist swivel. Hips move up and down. Bends at the knee. Foot up and down. And then the tail is that rubber with the wire in it, so you can get it kind of posed however you need to. One of those, it's really cool feature, but it's not something I would recommend playing with a lot of. But all in all, I'd say pretty good Nightcrawler. Yeah. Set him off. And then we've got Sunfire. So here he is. He's got this nice, all the scale going on. First outfit, I remember when I had this set before, I ended up reusing him as a goblin, because these scales were just about perfect for it. But you can see they did a wash in there so that all of those scales are really well painted. But yeah, great looking Sunfire. Head is on a swivel. Shoulders are ball joints. It's got a bend at the elbow. Wrist swivel. So he's pretty well articulated for a figure of his time. Waist swivel. Hips move up and down. Bends at the knee. And then there is an ankle tilt. All in all, pretty great figure. I have to say, he's pretty good. Next up, we've got Banshee. So right off the bat, great head sculpt and a great job painting those eyes. I think he looks good. That is just great work, especially, again, I'm not trying to compare it to Marvel Legends, but compared to what was coming out at the time, because this was before DC Collectibles, this was before Marvel Legends. Compared to what was coming out at the time, I think this was leaps and bounds above everything else. Shoulders are on ball joints. It gets a little limited because of the his little cape thing, but it is there. Bends at the elbow. Has a bend at the wrist. So yeah, you can definitely imagine him flying around. He's got a waist swivel. Hips up and down. Got a good kick there. Bends at the knee, and the foot has a rocker to it. And this foot is kind of molded in a weird angle, so you just have to, when you're posing him, you just have to get things just right, and then he should stand fine. Like that. So, not most stable, but he still looks the part. He feels the part. He's pretty good. And last, I'd say certainly not least, but I believe, if I remember Thunderbird correctly from the comics, he came out and died like right away. So I guess maybe he might be the least. And yeah, face sculpt is great. I like that. Head left and right. It's on just a swivel, but because it's a loose swivel, he kind of gets a little bit of a rocker in there, and I don't think he was supposed to. Shoulders are on ball joints. Arms are sculpted poorly. You can see like he's got muscle definition, but it seems very surface only. You can tell like this is a different color plastic than that. It's just very soft on the sculpt on his arms. Bends at the elbow, like I said. Even the hands are just not great. This one's got a hole carved into it, and it definitely has this feel of like it was supposed to be a solid fist like this one, but at the last minute they decided to drill a hole in it. Waist swivels, hips swivel up and down, bends at the knee, and then the foot does articulate. So yeah, he's not terrible, but he's not great either. So yeah, all in all, here's the set, and like I said, this is where my Marvel collection is going to be going from this point on. So hopefully you guys enjoy these really old figures. This came out in '98, I think. So that's what, 18 years old, and that's a pretty old set of toys. So yeah, again, these things would not work well in Marvel Legends collection. But if you're into the older figures, I'd say take a look at it. Just trying to get everybody to stand here. So yeah, the strong points of the set, I'd say, are the Colossus is really good. I'm just gonna leave her laying down. Colossus is really good. The Banshee's great. Sunfire is probably the best sculpted one out of the group. Nightcrawler is amazing. So these four are great figures for their time. I do recommend the set for those four. Storm, you have to like Storm in this particular outfit. I prefer the one from like the animated series with the white suit. That's the Storm I like the most. So that's the one I'm probably gonna end up getting at some point. But so this one's just gonna probably go in the box somewhere. And the fact that her hair came off, I can't fault it because it's it's almost 20-year-old glue. But it is a heavy piece of plastic. So that's a lot to take in, and it limits the articulation of her drastically. So I don't think I recommend her. And as far as Thunderbird goes, as a soft recommend because he's a soft sculpted figure. He doesn't seem like he got as much care as the rest. Maybe if you're looking for custom fodder, he would be a good one. But at the end of the day, basically it's these four here that are the winners of this 6 set. I think I got mine for like $20 on eBay, so I'd say $20 well spent. But yeah, there you go. I think I think that's it.